I had my notepad, like it was a whole page full of just stuff. And I was ready to complain. And I started opening up to my boss, and this was literally yesterday. It was yesterday. I started opening up to my boss, and she made me realize, like, Sydney, it seems like whenever you come to me with any type of issue or anything, you seem to like complain. You seem to like have something negative to say. And I honestly, I couldn't deny it. All right, you guys, let's just jump right into the topic of this video. Allow me to introduce myself as well. My name is Sydney Island. That's Island with the Y, not an S. I'm gonna be painting my nails in this video. There's two different blues. It's getting, you know, scraped, as you can see. I'm painting my nails. You got two different shades of blue. I just wanted kind of a blue theme. This is the dark blue, which is royal blue, and this says aquatic. That's the name of it, and it's LA colors, and it's a lighter blue. So I'm gonna paint my nails while I sip on a glass of wine. Y'all know me, I'm a wine head. I love to drink wine, so let's just get into it. Okay, so as you have seen by the title, that this video is called Acknowledging My Toxicity. And the reason why I'm making this video is because I have had very important conversations with very important people in my life. And these people, let me not be, what's the word? Let me not be vague. Let me not be vague and just come right out and say that I had a conversation with my boss at my job, and she really pointed out some things to me that I didn't really know was going on. I came to her honestly ready to complain. I came to her ready to complain about my supervisor, because she's the manager. She's above everybody, including the supervisor, right? So I came to her office, which is in the back, behind the scenes, whereas my supervisor's office is right there in our desk area where we work, because she pretty much supervises us. She works closer to us than the manager. And the supervisor had been doing things that I felt was inappropriate. And me personally, y'all, I'm from Baltimore. I'm not gonna take people thinking that they could treat me a certain way because they feel that I'm an easy target, or they feel that I'm nice. Like, I am a very kind person, but that kindness comes to a halt when I feel that you're taking advantage of me, and when I feel that you're disrespecting me. You know, I'm kind, but my kindness has a limit. I don't know why another black woman would think that another black woman will lay down like a doormat and let her walk all over top of her. And the reason why I put black woman into this, because I assume that black women, we know that we are a very strong group of people. Why would you assume that a black woman will lay down like a doormat and tolerate anything less than what she deserves from anybody? I don't care how soft-spoken or how sweet that black woman is. Because for me, I wouldn't say I'm soft-spoken at work or anything like that. I'm just very friendly. You know, I'm very friendly. And because I'm a friendly person, I like making people feel comfortable. I like making people feel good. I'm very good with the customers. Like, that's just the kind of personality that I have. I really care about people, and so I'm usually pretty nice right off the bat. But I'm nice until you disrespect me. I'm nice until you got me effed up. So I went to my boss, the manager above my supervisor, and I was ready to, honestly, I had my notepad, like it was a whole page full of just stuff. And I was ready to complain. And I started opening up to my boss, and this was literally yesterday. It was yesterday. I started opening up to my boss, and she made me realize, like, Sydney, it seems like whenever you come to me with any type of issue or anything, you seem to like complain. You seem to like have something negative to say. And I couldn't deny it. What my boss made me realize is, first of all, why did you let this fester? I definitely kept a lot of stuff inside that my supervisor had been doing that the manager actually, I didn't know that she wasn't aware was going on. I thought that my manager was in on it. So long story short, the conversation that I had with her, she really made me realize, because she's a very strong person. Like, she's from up north like me. She's from up north like me. Like, she's from New York and I'm from Baltimore. Although I've never been to New York, you know, I've definitely heard a lot about New York, and growing up, you know, me and my sisters, we would all talk about how we wanted to go to New York. We would be like, wow, like the accent in New York is kind of similar to the Baltimore accent, you know? And being raised in Tennessee, the accents are so different. The attitudes is so different. The personalities are so different. So having spent the first decade of my life in Baltimore, it kind of shaped my personality to be a little bit more opinionated, a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more artistic, a little bit more flamboyant. And so coming to Tennessee also shaped me, and it made me soft. Like, Tennessee softened me, you know? But anyway, my boss, she's from New York and I'm from Baltimore, and we're the only ones from up north. So she has a big personality, like me. But me, I'm more shy and laid back with it. Whereas her, she's more like, this is who I am. And for me, that's where I want to be. So I kind of look up to her because she's a lot older than me. So she really made me realize, like, why do you always have something negative to say? Like, there's so much more opportunities connected to this job that you could talk to me about. But instead you come to me about, he said, she said, she did this to me, she said this to me, it made me feel sad, it made me feel angry, and it's like she said, like, it's nothing wrong with expressing when you feel some type of way, but you should express it then, address it in the moment. I have a tendency to hold stuff inside, let it fester, but I don't address it right when I'm supposed to the person I'm supposed to. Sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes. And that's not the strongest and the best that I could be, you know, because I know that I'm born to be a leader, you know, and that's my shadow side. That's the side to me that I know can stand to be worked on, you know. So she made me realize some things, which I already knew I have this flaw, which the next flaw is that I'm paranoid. I am so freaking paranoid. And please forgive me for the echo. There's no furniture in this living room. Okay. So I'm so paranoid, y'all. Like, I be assuming the worst from people and assuming that certain people hate me when they don't, assuming that there's certain people that's judging me when they're not. And that's one of my flaws. I be thinking the worst from people, like, oh, she just hate me. Oh, she just want to do something to me. Like, just paranoid, and it ruins my relationships with people, and it just makes me not the best that I can be. Because one thing I've learned on my journey is you're not always wrong, and you're not always the crazy one. You know, there are a lot of times there is truth to what you have to say, and there's a certain level of, like, reality to how you feel. Like, you're not just making stuff up, but there are times when there's the reality, which my feelings are valid. I have a reason to feel this way, but I have a tendency to dramatize what's going on to the point where, yes, The supervisor was wrong for saying A, B, C. The supervisor was unfair for these things. But for you to gripe on it and then you hold it inside, that's toxic. That's negative. And she really pointed that out to me. That's what I realized. That sometimes my communication is just not the best. And so I'm looking at myself like, if I am not communicating the best that I can communicate, how can I judge somebody else for their poor communication? So, and that leads me to my next point. And the reason why my communication sometimes be sucking is because I be too in my head. And it just be so silly because you realize ain't nobody thinking that about you. And even if they was thinking these things about you, who cares? There's so much more to life. You know, there's so much more to life than, oh, she don't like me. Oh, she thinking this about me. This, that, and the third. So I really just want to make a video talking about it because for me, it kind of was a revelation to me. Like, let me get up to the screen so y'all can see what's going on with these nails. But it kind of was a revelation to me, the conversation that we had. And I really admired her a lot, you know, just with everything that she said. And all I really had to do was sit down and talk to her one-on-one. That's all I had to do. Was sit down and talk to her one-on-one without the supervisor's input and just say what it is that I needed to say. And she saw things from my perspective and she wasn't as judgmental towards me as I thought that she was going to be. And turns out I was just being paranoid. So my toxicity is assuming the worst and not communicating. You know, the thing is she wasn't right in what she said, but me holding it inside and walking around uncomfortable and tense because of it when I could have been having fun the entire time, that's negative. And that's my flaw. And me just assuming that everybody hates me and assuming that everybody just wants the worst for me and they want to attack me and they want to, and it's a lot of times that don't even be the case. The people that I think don't like me actually do like me and they want good things for me. You know, so sometimes I do have a tendency to let my fears control my environment and control, I wouldn't say control my environment, but sometimes I do have a tendency to let my fears dictate how I communicate with people that I actually want to communicate with. So my fear will cause me to say, you know what, I'm not going to talk to that person. I really want to talk to her, but I'm not going to because I'm scared that the conversation is going to go left and she's not going to see things from my perspective and blah, blah, blah. And the root of it is that it's just trauma. You know, I'm just traumatized from, you know, stuff that happened in my childhood with family where I would come to them and be like, yo, this is how I feel. And then they would turn around and be like, no, that's not how you feel. You don't really care. No, you don't care. You know, you're an evil, heartless sociopath. You don't care about me. You know, you don't love me. And then I would go and cry because I'm like, but I do love you and I do care about you. And how can you say that about me? And then I now that I'm older and I look back at it, I'm like, it was just a manipulation tactic. It was just a way to keep my mind enslaved. Because deep down inside, these people knew that I cared about them and they knew that I loved them. And they just used that to their advantage to feel powerful. And that's why I can't stress enough, don't give people your power. And so when I have a big personality and I have all these talents and I have these things to offer, that's the thing. Like when I was talking to my manager, she was like, Sydney, you're so talented. You have so much to offer. Why don't you come to me and say, hey, I want to use these particular talents and I want to express them and I want to help make this environment better with these things. She's like, you're so creative. You're so artistic. Express that. And I didn't even know that she cared to see my artistic side. I didn't know that she cared to see that. But after the conversation, I realized that she did care about me and that she actually really wanted to see more from me because she's older than me. She's like a mentor. And so, and I really had to humble myself and accept that I'm not 30. I'm almost 30. I got a couple of years on me, but I'm still in my 20s. Despite me being in my late 20s, I'm still in my 20s. So I don't know everything. And these older people are there to guide you and help you, not to make you feel humiliated and not to make you feel less than and not to make you feel like you're just not doing the right thing. So yeah, that's my toxicity. And I will name it off for y'all because I'm not afraid to admit it, because y'all know I'm human. Y'all know I'm not perfect. So number one, seeing the negative in everything instead of just being grateful. Number two, being paranoid and assuming the worst from people and thinking that people are out to get me and out to make my life a living hell when they're not. And sometimes these same people actually secretly support me. Number three, poor communication. Having all of these thoughts and ideas and feelings about people in my mind, but keeping it all to myself, being introverted, and not saying anything until shit hits the fan, until it gets to be too late. And then number four, being too in my head, thinking too much and not saying enough, which I guess kind of goes along with poor communication. And then number five, fearfulness, being a coward, being, letting my fears run my reality. Your fear is supposed to be in the back seat. You were supposed to be in the driver's side. But for me, I will let my fears be in the driver's seat and I'm in the passenger side. Like, I know where I want to go and I'm telling fear, slow down, slow down. No, turn that way, turn. And of course, fear doesn't have direction. So fear is going to go in a million. Fear is like, fear is just crazy. Fear don't care. Fear can't care. Fear is going to go wherever you direct it to go. Fear is going to go in the direction that you're going in. So if you're living your life in fear, fear is going to be put right smack dab in the middle of the environment that you're in. So that's like a huge thing for me. I have grown up with really bad anxiety, and it's just such an oxymoron. It's such a paradox. It's so contradicting because I'm very brave. Like, I will take these risks that a lot of people are scared to take. Like, I took the risk of leaving my mom's home when I knew I really didn't have anywhere to go. I didn't have much money, but I knew I had to get out of that toxic environment where I was being harassed and where I felt like I was being abused. I was like, I don't know where I'm gonna go, but I just know I can't stay here. So I'm used to making very brave decisions, staying in homeless shelters. I slept in a tent in the middle of nowhere with people that I really didn't know that much because I just could not bear the abuse anymore. And I just told myself there has to be better than here. I'm a brave person, and that's how life is. Like, that's just how human nature is. You could be so brave, yet be so cowardly at the same time. And that's me. Like, I'm not afraid to take a risk. I'm not afraid to do something that everybody around me is terrified to do. But yet, it's still, I'm brave enough to be in these unsafe environments and live there for months. But for some reason, I'm not brave enough to just say, hey, the way that you spoke to me, that made me feel uncomfortable. Sometimes I just don't do that. And I'll do it, but I won't do it right then and there. I'll think and think and think, and then I'll say it. So, just so y'all know, this will be the last of me behaving that way. Okay? The next videos that y'all see of me, I'm going to be stronger, bolder, braver, and more confident. I'm already confident in myself. I already love myself. I already know for what I bring to the table for the most part. It's just the trauma. It's just the trauma that threatens, my peace. So yeah, I hope that you all enjoyed this video. The nails they're drying. I might do another coat on the nails Yeah, some of the paint got on my finger. Yeah, it happens. But I might do another coat just to make them more vibrant. So yeah, I love blue. Blue is like one of my favorite colors. So yeah, I finished my nails and I hope that you all enjoyed this video. Man, when I tell you, I just feel so cozy and comfortable talking to the camera that sometimes I be feeling like I don't want it to end, which is a good sign. That means that I am on the right path because I am doing something that makes me feel fulfilled. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. Give this video a thumbs up, share it with your friends, leave a comment, tell me that you think that I'm an annoying ass mofo, or leave a comment that says, hey, you're a beautiful black queen, which I definitely would side with that comment more because I agree. All right, so bye.